Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
everybody. Jinx.
We love really cool, interesting TV series. And one
Yes,
of my
we do.
favorites, and I think I can speak for Kathy, our favorites the
Yes.
last couple of years was the Apple TV series Severance. And it just had one season back in 2022.
I cannot
And it
believe
was-
it's been that long. Like,
Yeah.
that it took that long to get the pandemic happened, but still.
I'm glad it's back for season 2. And, Ben Stiller's sort of the guy behind it. He directed a lot of the episodes and a great cast, Adam Scott, Patricia Arquette, Britt Lower, John Turturro, Christopher Walken. If you haven't seen season 1, do yourself a favor, get the series, because really it is this interesting mix of office work / some sort of bizarre thing that happens. We won't tell you about it, but you might get it from the trailer. But it's really great.
It's a kind of almost low-level sci-fi. Like, I consider kind of like situational sci-fi in a weird way, but I feel like what they really nailed in it, work gets so inside your head that you sort of forget, like, sometimes how abstract and meaningless a lot of the interactions and the work tasks are. Like, especially if you're like data entry or something like that, it just gets very mind-numbing. You're just inputting all this stuff, and that's sort of what they do in these bizarre jobs that they don't even understand what they're doing exactly. So
they're doing something. You're going, what are they doing? But it's
very important.
It's also very, very important. And it's very sterile. And like Kathy was saying, any job that you all of a sudden you get a job, and then you're working with a bunch of people you don't know. You have a boss you really don't know why all of a sudden he or she is your boss. Yeah. And you have to sort of do what they tell you to do, and you're out of your life element. Then you leave there and somehow like, okay, you have to go back to being the person that's not at work. You have these. So it's just
there's the two. I love the way that it's literally it's sort of the who you are when you're not at work and then who you are at work are two different people, and they take that to more of a literal sense. So I love the whole setup, because when I worked at Universal, the office buildings were a maze. So you would go up there and the stairs didn't always go to every floor. You'd have to go to a different floor, take the door out, and then take this other door to another set of stairs that go back down. And it was so, and then all of the hallways look the same. So when I saw this, the idea that they're walking around the hallways, they don't know where they are and where it goes, and everything looks the same. It's a maze. So relatable. And then just going into, like you said, the sterile environment, you don't know who your bosses are at the top. You've never really seen them. It's this big mystery. This is just what you're doing. You're like, oh, okay. But they nailed that so well. This is sort of innate feeling of what it's like to do work and then not be that person when you go home.
Right.
It's so odd. It's hard to explain, but it's a very slow burn kind of series, but it's very smart and very
very compelling.
Great. I love
Adam Scott, is great. He can be very funny, of course, but he can also have this mode where he's kind of serious. So he's sort of like, he has an edge, and he's right on the fine line there. So I love season 1. Excited to see the trailer for season 2. Alia Shawkat wasn't in season 1, but she is in season 2, which I love her. Also, Robbie Benson is in this show.
Benson.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. I was like, I haven't thought of that guy in forever. Like, I remember he's back in some of those old TV shows. You're like, what?
Right.
So very interesting. But that's and also Christopher Walken, who we love. It's just anything he's in, I will watch. I mean, pretty much.
So let's take a look at the teaser for. Let's do it for Severance season 2.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it.
Everything they told you about Severance is a lie.
Like camera work, my God. Amazing.
I give consent to sever my memories between my work life and my personal life.
We're not happy. We're miserable.
What is it we actually do here?
Perfect song.
Yep.
My wife.
She's alive!
Who are you people?
Welcome back,
Oh
Marcus.
my God, I love this guy too.
Yeah.
In a minute.
I love the balloons.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
beautiful
Oh my
use
God.
of that Who song, Eminence Front.
Perfect.
Just that is just, you get the sense, running through these, white,
Oh,
sterile hallways, and like
yeah.
what's going on. It's just so good. And then ending up with those 4 cubicles where they're inputting weird stuff, and it's just, I can't wait for it. January 17th. So that's going to be fun.
I like that too, because first of all, the camera work, stunning. Like, I'd love to know how they did that. Was it a drone? Like, how did they? It was just astounding. So gorgeous camera work, and it looked like they did a special shoot for this. Unless this is some opening scene, it's that feeling, and this is what it feels like. You're late for a meeting, you don't know where it is, you're on the wrong floor. Oh no, where do I go? It had that panic. He's like, oh my God, I love that they just so perfectly nail that feeling in such a subliminal weird way. And then also the inside joke where the guy comes with balloons and goes, been a minute, because also been a minute since season 2.
Right, exactly. So
come on, I love that little inside joke. That was very cool.
I think I might have to watch like a 5-minute sort of recap, because I remember a lot of the feeling of the show, but some of the particulars, the plot points. But it's like, I think like if Stanley Kubrick was going to make a series, the way the camera sort of flows down these hallways is very much reminiscent of The Shining and some of his other films. Like, it's just really exquisite camera work. Beautiful. So
and that happens throughout the series too. I mean, they do a great job, like the whole sterile vibe of it, but then you have this weaving in and out and these strange rooms, and like you open a door to a room and it's like this weird random thing. But that's sort of what it feels like when these big corporations working, where you go wrong place, you open up a door in someone's office, they're like, and there's just got this weird, what do you do? What is this?
Yeah, I know,
so
right.
It does have that very sci-fi feel to it. So I'm really excited about this, because this was such a blow-away series at the time. I know some people said, I tried to watch it. You just really got to let it go, because it has that. I'll give it this. This is something you just have to ease into. It all kind of looks the same. It's these big sterile hallways. There's a little bit of outside the office stuff that is a little bit different, but it's a very small, confined area. And I think that was part of the commentary too, is how small people's lives can feel when you work, go home, work, go home, work, go home. That's sort of part of the deal. But every time you watch it, you're watching it going, okay, I've seen this before. There's always some element they add to every episode that's like, whoa, okay, like a whole new thing. So you just have to just ease into. It's sort of like 2001 or something. Like, it's very methodical, very intentional, but then it always pays off with some great concept or weird thing that happens. So
the sterile aspect, I mean, the first 10 minutes really just gripped me. The first scene, if you remember the scene where she's in that conference room.
Oh yeah.
But also when they leave and they go to their homes, they're sort of like in this sort of like planned community. Almost looks like a bunch of townhouses. All the very
they all look the same.
It's like a real place somewhere, And like in the woods, it's very sort of bucolic, but also very weird and sterile. Like, they don't really live outside of their work and this where they live, which is this small. Like, where do they go shopping? Do they do shopping? That kind of thing. So it has that, like you said, light sci-fi vibe that it's just really spot on. I loved it, and I can't wait for this. So if you haven't seen season 1 and you don't have Apple Plus, or just get the series and watch it. You will be blown away by the end of the first season. So
I mean, this trailer alone should spark interest, because that was a fantastic trailer. There's just nothing wrong with that trailer. Lots of Adam Scott, which I'm all on board for. So.
Yeah, great. So Severance season 2 coming January 17th, 2020.
Let us know what you think.
Right around the corner. That's
so soon.
crazy.
All right.
Too soon. All right, everybody. Take care. See ya.